With us now are Kody and Mary Rachel. Welcome, both of you. How are you guys doing today?
We're wonderful. How are you?
Good, doing real fine. Now, is that the home that you remodeled or that you're remodeling? Or is that just someone else's home? Like, where are you guys today?
We're actually at the house where I grew up today, and the house that we remodeled, we were over there working yesterday. So it seemed
Okay.
like we've always got a lot going on in our world.
I love that. Me too. We just redid the kitchen here at the studio, and I'm constantly moving things. But that's what keeps a person, I think, young, and
It
vibrant.
I
is,
agree. I
yes.
agree.
Because there's a plenty of time when we're dead to sleep, right? So we might as well,
Exactly right.
might as well be busy. So bluegrass. So Kody, you've been on the road for a really long time. I heard it was a little over a decade now. But do you
Yes,
feel like right now it's your time? If you know what I mean
I
by that.
do.
Do you
I
feel like
do.
now's the moment?
And having all the proper pieces in place with a good team, a good label behind us, a great band, everything, all the pieces of the puzzle are together. And I've had other opportunities, throughout my career, but I didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle. Just one small piece here, one small piece there. But without the entire package, I didn't feel like the time was right. But I certainly do right now.
Mhm.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, how did the two of you, because you're a couple in real life as well, how did the two of you meet? Was it through music or how did you meet one another?
It was. I actually met Mary Rachel. I've known her since she was only about 8 or 9 years old. Her dad did interiors in buses, and so my one of my first buses, her dad put the interior in that for me several years ago, and I would have never dreamed at that point in life that we would have, she would have been in the band, but certainly wound up being my wife and the best thing that ever happened to Kody Norris.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you also both love dogs. I mean, and they have all kinds of country names. So let's go through. I thought it was five, but now there's one more. So let's go through the six. Who's in your
Yeah,
family?
so we adopted one last March of 2021, and so the story goes it's Amos, Andy, Stetson, Roscoe, Opal, and Mr. Jack.
That's fantastic. Congratulations to you guys. You also have other band members and they weren't able to join us today. So let's give them a shout out too. Who would we like to mention today?
For sure. Our banjo player, Josiah Tyree, he's been with the show for soon be 6 years, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful addition to our show. He matches me better vocally than anybody that I've ever performed with at any time. And in my opinion, he is the best banjo player in the business today. Our bass player, Charlie Lohman from Chicago, Illinois. Charlie's been with us about 2.5 years and does a great job as well.
Nice. Now, I heard you have a tradition where you give everybody nicknames.
I do. And the neat part about those nicknames, those can fluctuate daily.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. Your nickname for the day or for the week can definitely be controlled by your actions, so
Yeah.
you got to watch out.
There you go. My uncle George, for some reason, named all of his nieces and nephews different things. And there was like, Otis Boswell and, different, like silly, goofy names.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I
yeah, I
thought that
love it.
it makes it fun. It's all in good fun, right? It's all in, you're just kidding and stuff. And that makes
Yeah.
the joy
True.
of traveling together, I guess, a little lighter. I also heard
Yeah.
this, which I thought was really cool. So my birthday's in the month of June, and I heard that there's one month that you all play tag.
We did, and so we had to stop that tradition. I don't know if you've seen the movie Tag, but in
I
that
did see the
movie, they're
movie.
friend. Okay, so they're lifelong friends that they meet up every month or every 1 month a year and play this game. Well, we watched that out in Wyoming or one of the western
Yeah,
states, and at a movie theater. And from there on, we were like, we've got to start playing it. Well, that was with our a previous bass player, and so the rules that we set were, we can't play this game. Only the four original players can play it. Like you can't add anybody to it,
Aha.
and
Interesting.
you
So you're going to have to
couldn't.
come up with a
Yeah,
new game then.
game. Yeah, so uh, we might break those rules because that's been 6 years ago. We might restart that because that was really fun. The safe zone was our car or the bus at the time, whatever we were riding in. You couldn't tag on that. You could even tag on stage, but you couldn't tag in the vehicle.
Super fun. And Stetson's, I was able to go to the original Stetson mansion down in D-Land, Florida, which I thought was so interesting. They're kind of the people that start, because we're recording this and I'm in New York, and, they kind of started that snowbird scene. Now, where did the two of
Right.
you
Right.
grow up? Where are you from originally?
I am from East Tennessee, Mountain City, Tennessee. That's Johnson County, and that's the last county in the state, way up in the tip, near North Carolina, Virginia. And Mary Rachel is from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yep.
Ah, very nice. And I grew up in St. Louis, and I know where Lookout Mountain is, and you can, there's that
Oh
Yeah.
mountain.
yeah,
There's
Oh
also
yeah.
Rock Hill, and there's like a lot of places where you can see a lot of states because they kind of all converge in one area.
Yeah.
for
Um,
sure, for
and now
sure.
you've got some new music out. What is that song that's bringing everybody happy
Oh,
glad tidings?
we are so excited about the leading up to the release here on October 7th of Mountain Rosalie, and kind of being a mountain boy and somewhat of a comedic background, I guess that song just really exemplifies a lot of things that the Kody Norris Show are all about. It's upbeat. It has a really good catchy storyline to it, and that is a song that I've carried around since I was only about 9 or 10 years old.
I love that. Now, speaking of that type of music, bluegrass. Did you grow up listening to bluegrass, or why did you decide to go into that type of music, that genre?
I did. Music in general was huge when I was growing up. My dad was an avid music listener. He didn't play anything, and I've shared this many times over the last few days. Um, my dad was a big fan of all types of music. He'd make mixtapes, like he'd be out in the barn, putting all the stuff that he liked on a mixtape back in the day to put in his pickup, and that was such a broad span of music. Like everything,
A
it
lot
would
of
be
different
like
people.
from Bill Monroe to John Fogerty to Foghat to Led Zeppelin to Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. Like you never knew what Dad was going to put on there. But I'm so happy I was exposed to all that at such a young age, and taught me the importance of music in your life in general. He'd take me to music festivals, and I got bit by the bluegrass music bug just at 4 or 5 years old, probably, and I never really got over it.
Speaking of not getting over something, that dream and that vision to just get a one-way ticket to Nashville, in your song did so well because people resonate with that, right? Somebody like I grew up in St. Louis, and I said, "Mom, I'm not going to die in St. Louis, Missouri, Florissant, Missouri." Although I love my hometown, I truly do. I love my
Yeah.
hometown. I grew up, and I was 12, and I said, "I'm either going to end up in California or New York." And she'd be like, "Okay, Donna Marie, that's really nice, right?" So what
Yeah.
was it that made you guys decide, this is the song, and we know that people are going to understand exactly every word that we're talking about in this particular song?
Well, I I kind of go a little bit maybe backward from what some artists do. They say some songs are great crowd songs, but others are only great radio songs. I disagree with that. I think if a song is a great crowd pleasing song, it will also be a great radio song. And for that reason, prior to the release of any song that we do, you can bet it's already been performed on stage a few times somewhere within our touring. Um, it's kind of like fishing. If one kind of bait doesn't work, you better be changing or you're not going to catch anything. So that's kind of that's really how we go about that when we're selecting a piece of material.
I love that. That's probably one of the best analogies someone's ever shared with me through the years. I
He's the king
absolutely
of
love
that.
that. Are you? You're the king of those
Yeah, he
analogies,
can
and
he can yeah.
he can rustle them up real fast, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Good for you guys. And I like this style, and I feel like everything somehow comes back around. It's cyclical, right? And at one time, somebody
Yeah.
might be like, "Oh, that sound is dated," or something like that, or even vinyl records. People weren't listening to their vinyl records; they're selling them for like 10 cents at the garage sale, right? And now somebody's like, "Oh
Right.
no, no, that's priceless. That pressing of
Yeah.
vinyl is
Yeah.
priceless." I think it's interesting because I think you're really headed in a beautiful direction, even though you've been doing it for a long time. I think now is your time. Now is your moment. Because I was listening and there's like a freshness. I can't explain it. It's like traditional bluegrass, but it's got like a little splash of paprika or something on it, like a little chili powder, right? It's got a
That
little
and
some
and that's
spark.
something we've
That's what we
worked at.
yeah. we strive for that. So I'm glad that people are taking notice.
You know,
to it.
and even our look, I don't want our look to be referred to as retro. I want it to be something that's really, really cool right now and enjoyable. And we try to exemplify that in every single opportunity that we are presented with, to take our look and our music to the masses with a fresh, new approach that's brand new and streamlined, and maybe things that are old or new again and out the window. And what we have going on is brand new and streamlined.
I love that. And it does. It feels brand new to me, really fresh, really fun, put a smile on my face, as well as your story and your journey. So continued success to both of you and your whole team. You know, Kody Norris. Woo, it's the Kody Norris Show.
Yeah.
You know, and I was going to wear some rhinestones for you guys today, but I left them in my closet. So happy journeys to you both. And I'm looking forward to seeing you up here in person sometime. Hope our journey.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We love that.
Yeah, and our roads cross. Okay, take care, and we better have lots of
Have a
bait
great one.
and our tackle boxes, right?
All right, sounds
Lots of
good
bait.
to me.
All right,
you so
bye
much.
guys. Bye bye.